As a matter of fact, if I see somebody online who says day in the life of a software engineer in Microsoft, I want to know how Microsoft employed you. If you let me, because I also want to work in the big firms. I also want to win the best jobs, right? So I want to know why is this person working in Microsoft? Why is this person working in Google? How is he able to say, oh, I earn about 200,000 plus? What is he or she doing differently to allow them earn that money? Because transitioning is not the difficult part. Getting the job in the new career is actually the difficult part. Let me not tell you this, but not everybody who transitions gets a job. There are people who have moved from healthcare to tech. After struggling for the first 1 year, 2 years, they go back to healthcare. This is not the video where I tell you how to apply for the job. This is the video where I tell you how to prepare to apply for the job so you are positioned in the best possible way to get the offer. In this video, I'm going to share with you what I will be doing if I was transitioning into another career in 2024. If you want to make sure you get the job after the transitioning, and wait, not just getting the job, because I know people who get the job and lose it in 2 months. So you transition, you get the job, and the job stays. Then you're watching the right video. Let's go.
They heard I was good, they wanna see if it's true. They know you're the one.
The first thing that I will be doing is to get education. Ooh, the sun is shining right on me. The first thing that I will be doing is get education in that field. Now, there are 2 ways to get education. I will speak about the second way, but the first way is to get a university degree, a master's degree, a certificate course, a diploma, whatever it is. Go to school to learn about that field. Now, the reason why I say that is, hear me out. 1, it gives you that Canadian education on your CV. And remember, because you are moving to a new career, you're trying to position yourself the best way. The ultimate goal is to get a job. So when you get a degree in that field, it gives whoever it is looking at your CV that, okay, first of all, this person has made active moves to learn about the field, to learn about the profession. That's 1. 2, you get the knowledge that you need, because whether you like it or not, you need the knowledge in that field to be able to excel. And a lot of times, a degree can give you that. 2. Thirdly, the presence of a Canadian school in your CV increases the visibility, increases the chance that your CV will be noticed. Because in Canada, Canadian experience is big. And a lot of times, a newcomer doesn't have it, right? So a lot of those schools, a lot of those courses offer co-ops. And what co-ops do for you, they're like internships, okay? They allow you to practice real life scenarios of that career. They allow you to work and have that real life experience, okay? So all of that in combination is why I think by all means you should do a degree. But that's the first part of the education. The other part of the education is do a boot camp. Now, boot camps are like short 3 months, 4 months courses that you do in a career path to give you the understanding, to give you the knowledge, to sort of teach you what is done on a day-to-day basis. Boot camps are different from universities in the way that schools will teach you the practical knowledge, the book of knowledge, the theoretical part of the business, okay? But boot camps will teach you the hands-on projects, day-to-days, how it should be, what you should do, systems, tools, okay? So getting knowledge from both ends does not only get you ready, it packs you up skill-wise for that new career. So it is very important that you learn the skill through a degree and through a boot camp to get you really packed up for the new field. That's one. The next thing that I will be doing is watching YouTube videos. I know it sounds very funny, like, yeah, watch YouTube videos. Get into the act of following people who are in that field already and listening to them talk about the day-to-day of their business, the day-to-day of their profession, the day-to-day of their workflow, their routine. The reason why I recommended YouTube and not Instagram or Facebook is because YouTube, you can actually sit down and watch long form content about how to be in tech sales, for example. People in-depthly talk about the kind of work that they do in tech sales. They in-depthly talk about the work they do as a lab scientist. They talk about the day-to-day. They talk about their lives, talk about their struggles. Some of them even talk about how to be a professional like them in that field. So who else should you be watching? You should be watching professionals. You should be following them. I stalk them. You can call me a stalker, but oh well, it's on social media, so I was just following and learning. I watch your YouTube videos, day in the life of a nurse, day in the life of a CEO, day in the life of and as I watch them, I follow them, I learn from them. And so gradually I started to pick up little things in their career line that will help me, because that's the line I'm trying to follow. As a matter of fact, if I see somebody online who says, day in the life of a software engineer in Microsoft, I want to know how Microsoft employed you, if you let me, because I also want to work in the big firms. I also want to make the best, win the best jobs, right? So I want to know why is this person working in Microsoft? Why is this person working in Google? How is he able to say, oh, I earn about 200,000 plus? What is he or she doing differently to allow them earn that money? Because I'm sorry, I'm not here to watch everybody grow. I also want to grow. I also want to do the figures and do the numbers as they're doing, right? So those are the people that I'm following. If a person is doing well in their field and you are trying to get into that field, gone are the days where you'll be looking for a mentor, somebody to mentor you. Everybody's busy with their lives. Allow social media people mentor you unconsciously. They don't know me, I don't know them, but I just look at them, I write the things that they talk about. They say, oh, they know how to use this particular system. I go on to learn what that system is about. I go on to figure out how to use it. Why is that system coming up so much? What does the system do for them that it will do for me? Okay, if possible, interact with them. Okay, get all that knowledge that you will need, because it will not only help you in securing the knowledge for the job, it will also help you beat interviews. It will also give you an insight to, okay, if this is the day-to-day of a tech salesperson, for example, it means that if I'm applying for a tech sales job, these are the kind of things they will ask if I'm able to do. Do you understand me? Believe me, YouTube is such a resource that a lot of people are sleeping on. The only time they come to YouTube is when they want to watch a skit, watch a comedy, or just laugh. You can do more on YouTube than learn a 2-minute recipe on how to make a nice meal, or learn a 2-minute recipe on how to bake a cake. There are so many other things you can do, and I really do encourage that you get into the nitty-gritty of it. Okay, the next thing that I will be doing is getting my resume packed. Now I have studied, I have the knowledge, I have the skill, I have learned. I would start to get my resume together. This is not a video where I really talk about how to get your resume together. I'm going to make it an in-depth video on that. The reason is because I do believe that I have some tricks up my sleeve that I have shared with a couple of my friends, and they found very useful in landing very good jobs in Canada. Of course, coupled with their skills and their expertise, but the CV also played a role, and I'm going to share those tips with you if you think you will find it useful. I will be building a resume that is power-packed, a resume that is not just tailored to what I am, what I have been, or what I am, but a resume that bridges the gap between what I have been and what I am. Because as much as you want to start from the scratch, you also want to give the view of, even though I'm starting from the scratch, I have been doing something before now. But find a way to see that that thing that you've been doing before is linked into what you're doing now. So you look like a newbie with some kind of experience. Do you know how that works? So it's very important that you are pitching yourself in that light. I will be building my resume, a resume that calls out to recruiters, a resume that will pass the ATS system. If you do not know what the ATS system is, it is that system, that bot system that automatically looks for keywords in several resumes and just dumps out the ones that don't match, and then pulls the ones that match the keywords aside. And when whoever gets to see your CV, the recruiter gets to see your CV, a resume that can stand out amongst the crowd. One of the tips that I will share with you in my resume video is that don't just write what you think should be there or what you think you have. Oh, I did a degree in, or I have a master's in. You just list them there. It's not enough. One of the things that I did at the time that I was looking for a job that really helped me was I go into the markets, LinkedIn, Indeed, all the job platforms. Look for what recruiters were looking for in every job. So when I look out for a particular vacancy, I see the responsibilities. I see certain tools and some certain responsibilities that I've never seen before. I go around in like 5, 6, 10, 15, 20, and I see those things constantly coming up. Instead of just sitting, I can't meet this job. I cannot apply to this one. I can't apply to this one. I started to learn the skills that were consistent in all of those ones. If I see tools, if I see systems, if I see softwares, if I see machineries, whatever it is that they are using in those environments that I think if I learn, it will set me up, I wrote all of them down. And I think after doing an analysis of what the cost will be, what the benefit will be, how much time it will take me to learn them, and how much effort I would require, I picked a few of them and I learned those things. See, when you want something, you go all in. I would look up those skills, look up those systems, and then I would learn the skills that are required in those particular environments. And kaboom, it worked for me. As I have learned those skills, I will load them all over my CV. Has this, can do that. Tell me which recruiter doesn't want to see your CV looking so packed with all the skills that you have learned, all the knowledge that you have. Do you understand me? So I highly recommend that you try these tips while you are transitioning and see if it will not make an impact for you. Next thing I will be doing if I'm trying to transition right now would be building my LinkedIn profile. I know, again, it's also very cliche, like LinkedIn. Yes, I got my job from LinkedIn, and everything that led me to getting the job was on LinkedIn. And let me also say, I am not one of those crazy LinkedIn enthusiasts who are like, oh, I'm 17 and I have 50 years experience, or I went to Harvard University, I have gotten this award. No. My profile is just very clean, very basic, reflecting me, reflecting the work that I do, reflecting the value I can add, reflecting the skills that I have. Just clean enough that in case anybody goes there, hears about me and goes there, they will be able to see clearly what I represent. I don't think I've ever been in the LinkedIn battle for connections, so people are into it. I've never been. It's not like it's bad. If you know how to, by all means. I don't know how to. So I have never been that person who was trying to post on LinkedIn every month, trying to talk to people, trying to do this, trying to do that. Maybe my field of business doesn't just work in that way. There are some people who need to pitch ideas on LinkedIn to be able to make it, right? So depending on the field that you are going to, well, regardless, I highly recommend a clean LinkedIn profile. This is not a video where I really talk about LinkedIn, how to set up your LinkedIn profile, because I can make a whole video on that. Okay, this is the video where I tell you that you need to have a clean picture. Your tagline has to show not just the title you are looking for, but the entire field. So instead of saying, oh, I want to apply as a system analyst, for example, I can say that I want to apply as a system specialist, system whatever. Just look for a very generic term to refer to what you do. Okay, instead of saying, oh, I am a HRO manager, I'm looking for a human resource manager roles, I can put there that I am a human resource coach, or I'm a personnel whatever. Look for a very grand term to tag yourself with, so that other people who want to reach out to you or pitch you jobs that are not particularly in that one that you have labeled there would think, okay, this person fits everything because their tagline is broad but not too broad. Do you understand? So I highly recommend that your LinkedIn profile is prepared in such a way That it does not only represent the value that you give, but it's also very distinct and clear enough that people know what you do. The next thing that I will be doing is joining groups. Do not underestimate the power of a network. Do not underestimate the power of connections. Okay, I may not be able to pitch to you how to build a powerful network on LinkedIn, but I can tell you that there are groups on Facebook, there are groups on Telegram, there are groups on Instagram, there are communities on Instagram, there are communities on social media platforms that are for tech professionals, health professionals, engineers. They have groups. Look for them and join them. There is power in a circle of people. You know why? Information moves around. There is nothing that sets you up for success in a new country as great as information. I made a full video on why it is important that your ears and your eyes are down, especially as a professional really looking to be well positioned in the country. When it comes to information, you should not be sleeping on groups where people are gathered, where like minds are gathered. Information moves around and opportunities also move around. So make sure that you are added to all the groups that exist in your community on those jobs. See guys, I am very big on career, and I would highly recommend that you subscribe to my channel, like, comment, interact with me. I would share my knowledge with you, and I will help you together. We're all going to work to see that you're not only successful career-wise, but you are also able to retain the opportunity that you get, because it is one thing to get the opportunity, it's another thing to stay in that position and be able to give value in that position for years until you are willing to move on to another job. Okay, on this channel I'm going to really share that with you, especially if you are a newcomer in Canada. My goal is to help you thrive career-wise. Okay, so if you are interested, please hit me up on my channel, drop a comment. I would really love to hear from you. Let me know your comments, let me know your thoughts. What is it that I missed? If you were considering transitioning today, what would you be doing? And what is it that you have done to transition that worked for you that I did not mention? I would like to hear your comments. Dear listener, thank you so much for watching my video. I really do appreciate you for spending your time with me. All right, till next time. Mwah.